I'd now like to invite His Excellency Dr. Abdallah Hamdok, Prime Minister of Sudan, to address you.
Thank you very much, Chair, and good morning, everybody. Distinguished panel members, distinguished delegates, participants, media representatives here present. It is indeed an honor and a great pleasure to be with you this morning and to address you on this important topic on media freedom. This would never have been possible a few months back. Thanks to the Sudanese people who made this possible, but thanks also to our friends all over the world who stood with us. Starting, I would like to appreciate and commend the role of the UK and Canada for initiating the global campaign to champion media freedom. I would never have thought of a better place or forum in introducing the new Sudan than this. The struggle of the Sudanese people is essentially struggle for democracy and freedom. It has been a peaceful revolution that lasted for over 3-4 months, and every time we thought it's dying down, it surprised us with its resolve, determination, and resilience until we got rid of the dictatorship. Our revolution slogan is freedom, peace, and justice, and we strive to exactly implement that. We came from very far. We have inherited an ugly legacy of repression, jailing of journalists, confiscation of newspapers, all forms of censorship. Most of the papers, if not all of them, are owned by the state with its repressive nature. That is also true to visual or other forms of media. Extremely repressive environment. And you can imagine how journalists will live under that. We share Lord Ahmed's understanding of the role of the press in the freedom. Free press is a pillar in promoting democracy, good governance, and human rights. These are very real commodities in my country over the last 30 years. Free press help promoting a culture of tolerance, dialogue, establishing solid foundations of mediating differences through dialogue, rather than resorting to other means of repression. But most importantly, promote a culture of peace. It is something that we in Sudan, in the transitional government, we have it as our #1 priority. Have wars in all corners of our countries. Wars in Darfur, for those who know the country, in South Kordofan, the Blue Nile, the East. So a free media and press can contribute a lot in promoting that culture. Free media promote transparency, accountability, but also help us root out corruption and all malpractices by making information available to the public and create an environment where the populace are the guardian of everything we do in the country, put government under check, and truly represent the force power in a democratic dispensation. And we look forward to creating exactly that. Historically, we used to have this. We lost it for 30 years, but I think it's coming back. We know it's not easy, it's challenging. Of course, even in established democracies, there are challenges of media freedom. But we are determined to move in this direction, and with the support of friends and partners, we will be able to do that. We are putting in place very ambitious plans to support media freedom. We have the honor to announce to you that we have signed the Global Pledge for Media Freedom, and we look forward to be an active member of this campaign. We take it very serious, and I'm glad to hear today that we will be one of the founding members of this campaign. Of course, you cannot imagine how excited we are by being part of this club, something that I've never dreamed of maybe just few months back. So thank you very much for this. We are working on repealing all the repressive laws and on press freedom. We are putting a lot of legislations, changing leadership of our TV channels, of broadcasting stations and all that, and creating a true environment where media can flourish and play its rightful role in helping building the nation and bringing us from the ashes. We are also reforming our institutions to accompany this change. You can imagine what a repressive police force, an independent and a totally dependent judicial system could create. We are working on that, and we are serious about having a judiciary system that is totally independent of any interference from politics, from executive, from all that. Historically, we had that, and we are going to restore it. It's a long journey, but I think we are putting our foot in the right direction. Police force has always been a force that is accustomed and used to jailing, of detaining, of crushing demonstrations and all that. In a new Sudan, we will not allow this. People are free to demonstrate in an orderly fashion, of course, and all that, but this will be the new environment. And finally, I can assure you, never again in the new Sudan, journalists will be repressed or oppressed or jailed. I can assure you of that. Thank you very much, and I look forward to an interactive process where we could listen to your views, comments, responses, questions, and thank you for inviting me for this very important and exciting side event. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Prime Minister. I'm sure I speak for everybody here today when I say that we are all supporting you at a time of great hope for Sudan. You know, I know many of us watched those images of the protesters, so courageous, led by so many young people, so many women, and it was really amazing to see somebody, as I was watching, somebody reminded me of the phrase, they tried to bury us, but they didn't know we were seeds. And it's really what comes to mind when you watch people like that. So we wish you the best. We are here to offer any support in your important transition towards democracy and freedom. And we're really happy to hear what you have in mind. You know, we always hear the first thing a dictator does when they come to power is muzzle and silence the press. So it's great to hear that when a state is actually transitioning the other way, the first thing they want to do is free the press, and that makes sense. So great to hear your remarks. I'd now like to invite Audrey Azulay.